Hi, welcome to this video, and today I'm talking about my Sony F900R. And my Sony F900R is a video camera from about 2006 that shoots 3CCD 1080p and 50 interlaced. I think it's 59.9 something interlaced. Here is a viewfinder. It's a black and white viewfinder. You can find these on eBay. I got this on eBay for like $30. There's a problem with the Sony F900R, and if you buy this camera you need a viewfinder, and sometimes they just don't come with viewfinders. And the viewfinders are pretty pricey. Like the black and white ones are like $300, the color ones are like $600, and you know, I actually think it's easier to look at the picture on an LCD than on a viewfinder. But anyways, it's got a VTR, videotape recorder, and but you want to, in modern times like now, you can record onto solid state media, and so you'll probably use the HD SDI output in the back of the camera. The problem with this camera is that if you don't have a viewfinder, you can't see the menus, and even if you output the signal to HD SDI, you can't see the menus. So basically the best thing to do is to so you can I got this Cinedeck right here, and the Cinedeck has a component video input. So you can set it up, you can connect, but that's sometimes on your camera that's not even turned on. So you can go ahead and you can connect up to the component video and you won't get any menus. And then, so it's kind of a snafu because you can't, I don't know if that's the right word, snafu, but anyways, so that's why I bought this, because when you plug into the viewfinder, the menus come up right away, so you can access the menus. So I got this cheap $25 Sony viewfinder. It's from a really old camera, and it's got the correct connector, 25-pin connector, but it doesn't work on this camera, so you have to kind of like jerry rig it so that it'll work. So that means what you have to do is you have to get the service manual for the F900R, and or else the black and white viewfinder manual, and if you can get those online, they'll tell you the pinout, and you can find the signal pin and the ground pin and the power pin, and then you can actually connect this this black and white viewfinder to the camera, and then you can access these menus right here, and then you can go in and change the settings so that it outputs the user display or the menus, the user menus, out to the test output on the side of the camera. And then you can connect it to something like this, which is a Cinedeck, and this also records. So it's a monitor, and it records, and it not only records audio, but it can record video as well. And so it's kind of a cool thing, and it takes flash drives. So it doesn't take those little cards, it takes an actual flash hard drive, like an SSD. So you just put the SSD in the side, and then you can record, and you can record uncompressed as well. So so you can get, you know, the best quality. So anyways, this is a quick video. I'm just showing you like how to set up your Sony F900R. There's not many videos online showing stuff about the F900R. So I had to learn all this on my own. And the manual is okay, but you know, any kind of manuals that are translated from, you know, another language like Japanese are not always that great. So, but anyways, we will go through a few things. The one thing I want to go through is the shutter speed. So, on the front, there's a button on the F900R, and you can turn the menus off. So I was just showing you the menus, but now I'll turn the menus off. So the menus are off now. And so if I press the button on the front, you can see the shutter speed change, like it'll show up there. So now you can see all the menus. You can see it's got all the menus, or not the menus, but the display. I can actually, well, what I'll show you is I'll go into this and I'll show you how to set up component display. So you can go into the menu of the Cinedeck, and then you can, if I select, see, it gives me a green light for signal, but if I change anything like here, it'll turn the signal off. It won't detect the signal. So as you can see, it's 1080p 2997, and it's component, and that's where I'm getting the signal in from the component cable connected to the Cinedeck. And so that's how you do that. And so yeah, so that's the menu, and then you can go in setup, you can go full screen, and then it'll go full screen, and then the menus disappear. So yeah, there's the Cinedeck, and then here's the menus, so you can see, or not the menus, but the display. So you got the voltage, DC in, I think that's the color temperature. You got your audio signal and time code, and then that's your 0 decibel gain setting. So now we'll go into the shutter speeds. So if there's a button on the front of the camera, and if I click it, you can see that we're on slow shutter speed. And then if I click it again, we'll go on to extended clear scan mode, and that's for shooting video, or not, for shooting monitors like LCDs, so you don't get that flickering screen, and you can change the frequency there. And if I hit the button again, we'll go into regular shutter mode. So those are the 3 modes. There's the regular standard shutter mode, which you can change the shutter, and if I hit this button, I can change it. Standard shutter, so if I hit the button again, it'll go change the shutter speed, you can see, and then I can go right out of that. It'll cycle through the shutter speeds, and I can go into slow shutter speed, and there's slow shutter speed, and then I can hit the wheel, press the wheel, and then I can change the shutter speed. You can see that. And then again, you can go to ECS mode, and you can press the wheel, and then you can change the frequency of the extended clear scan shutter, and that's in frequency in hertz. So those are the 3 shutter speed settings. And again, it's not the same on every camera. My camera has the slow shutter speed, so I can change slow shutter speed on this one, but some cameras don't have all those. So when you buy one of these cameras, you know, find out from the person who's selling it, like what kind of boards are installed. The main one is the slow shutter speed, and I think they all have some version of the down converter board. So now we'll go into the main menu. So I will hit the main menu now. So here's the main menu, and we'll go to all. So this is all of the, and then we'll go right to the end of it. We'll start at the end. So here, this shows you the options that are installed on the camera. And so on this one, we've got the down converter board. We've got down converter 139, picture cache, and slow shutter installed. So the picture cache board doesn't really do much, but the slow shutter is nice to have. It doesn't give you like super options. But so we're going to go through all the menus now very, very quickly, and I'll show you some of my ones that I like. So yeah, so There's, and I'm not going to read every one, so you can just read them off. Time and date setting. There's a lot of memory saving stuff. Um, there's user saving files. You can save a lot of the preferences and you can call them up for scenes and all this kind of stuff. User files. Say this is an important screen here, format 77. So there you can see the frames per second. I have it set at 29.97 and it has 59.94i, 50i, 23.98 progressive, and 24 and 25 progressive. So yeah, we'll just jump through all of these and I'll show you my settings on this camera, what I have it set at. So I have white gain range set to wide, white gain range set to wide. This is a good screen 73 because it tells you what's on and what's off. So there's a lot of stuff on that page. Color temperature. This is the VTR. Well, I'm not using the VTR, so don't worry about that. Time code. Audio. So there's 4 channels of audio. So, and you can set them from mic to line and also 48 volt phantom power. And you can change the gain staging, battery, and then I use some of this stuff and some of it I don't use. So I don't use saturation. Matrix has all to do with color and I don't have that change. I just use like stock color basically right now. I might change that later. You can actually have change the skin tones, which is really, really cool. So you can actually like sample off the skin tone and then change the picture so it only affects the skin tone. And need detail 2, need detail 1, or detail. Knee 2 and knee 1. So knee 1 is really important. It's really going to affect your picture quality. So if you don't have knee 1 set properly, your whites are the whites are just going to be blown out and it'll just be disgustingly horrible picture. So really pay attention to knee 1, 48. So that's really going to improve your picture quality right there. Going the wrong way. Black gamma, I like to have it on, and master setting -50, and high gamma range, black gamma range high. And these are my settings that I like. Gamma on, step gamma 0.45, and master gamma -331. And I also like the output select, don't worry about that, I like the gamma select hyper gamma. So this is hyper gamma and is gamma, and I choose hyper gamma 1, and this gives you a really, really nice picture. This is like the best settings that I found to give me like a really great picture with hyper gamma HG, which is called hyper gamma number 1, and gamma on, step gamma at 0.45, and master gamma -31. I got really good results with that. And these are all zeroed out basically. Nothing exciting here. So as you can see, that's my 43 is your status page, so you can turn a lot of stuff on or off just on that one page, 43 SW status. And so there's a couple of ones. Okay, so here's one of the shutter pages, and here you can turn ECS extended clear scan on or off, and you can turn each one of these on or off. And these are like the regular shutter features. They're not the slow shutter features. Then there's some more color. Now some of these are really important, like test out is really important, because this is the first thing you want to do to get this actually to the user menu to actually output onto a component video out of your test out, and so you can view it on an LCD like this. So when you first get into the menu from your viewfinder, you want to go to this menu, number 38, and you want to put test out on, and menu test out on, and VF display on. Those three on, and zebra you can turn off. This is what you want to do right away so you can get your component to work. Component video. And there's another one too, there's another menu too that you have to do. So I like to keep my gain low because it gives you a nice clean picture. And these are the warning LEDs, LED lights, and VF display. You want to have all this stuff on actually at the start so you can see everything. You want to have the VF display on, all that stuff on. And you want to have display mode, you want to have it on 2 or 3 so that you get the most amount of information. And function switches, you can customize the switches. And this is the other important menu, 21. You want to have HD SDI out on, so you can record from your HD SDI, and then you want to have test out to either HD or SD. And then you can see your component video out. So that's a really important one too. And that's about it. And there's a lot of other stuff that I haven't really gotten into, but that's how I have it set up right now. So I hope you liked that video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That's a little bit of the menus on the Sony F900R. Thanks for watching.